5 p.m. and state that no motions or actions were taken.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, absent. Okay, appointments, item number 11. Now, come to find out from Brian Leclerc that every appointment that is on here are ones that I do not need board approval for. Brian, in reviewing the charter, every one of these is appointments by the first selectman. But in our normal process is that we always go through these. So unless someone has an objection, I would like to approve them all in whole, but with a few edits. So if we can go to Todd Andrews, Clay Juergens, and Pete Samperi. And if we can change the expiration date of their term to 2020, not 2021. And Fred Masori for Brownfield's study, remove that one completely from the list. If everybody can cross that one off. And I'll explain the reason for that in a moment. So with that, I'll entertain a motion to approve the first selectman's recommendations for appointment dated January 16, 2018, with the changes noted.
So moved.
Motion by Len, second by Anne Marie. Is there any discussion?
Yeah, I have one thing.
Yep.
I guess this is probably towards Brian. Where exactly in the charter does it, just because this is something I've never experienced, where is the procedure for filling a vacant elected position, i.e. the Board of Finance position here?
Whoa.
Section 3.4.
You gotta turn it on now. Okay.
It's on.
Yeah, all right.
Sorry.
Yeah, talking to him. I'm a little yellow, Jim, telling you.
Section 3.4 of the charter is captioned vacancies in elected offices, and if you look in subparagraph small letter B, Board of Education and Board of Finance, a vacancy occurring on the Board of Education and the Board of Finance shall be filled by vote of the remaining members of the board on which the vacancy occurs, provided the person selected shall be of the same political party as his predecessor. But if the vacancy is not filled within 30 days from the time such office becomes vacant, the first selectman shall, within 30 days thereafter, fill the vacancy by appointment from the same political party. And in the case of the Board of Finance that you have, the Board of Finance did not fill the vacancy as required by the charter, hence it went to the first selectman to do
Right. Yeah, so the thing I would argue is that the person who vacated the seat was a Democrat. It was a 4-3 split before the election. Now it's 4-2. So I would argue, since there's nothing else in the charter, that it should be a Democrat that fills it.
What happened was there wasn't enough people put forward on the ballot. So there's an opening because of that. So
I believe both parties nominated fewer than they
Right.
could have.
correct.
It wasn't that you had someone who resigned.
No, it was...
Correct.
Yeah, so there's nothing that directly addresses that situation, but the paragraphs that you stated would, in my opinion, and I'm not a lawyer, obviously, but revert back to the previous opening, or previously held position. I would at least ask that we hold off on that particular one until we can have some clarity.
I'm okay with that. No.
At the risk of sounding like I'm making a political grandstand.
It's only 6 people.
Oh,
per election.
there's no risk. You accomplished it. No, I'm only kidding. No, that's a fair point. We'll review it. All right, so we're gonna, do we need to amend the motion and redo it now? Or can we just state that Giri Papalis, the Board of Finance, is not being considered?
Whoever made the motion should amend the motion the second.
I would amend my motion to reflect the changes necessary.
Okay.
Second.
All right, so we're good on the procedure part of it? All right, so again, we're voting on Gary is not on this, and again, Fred was never on. All right, so everybody's comfortable
And
with
you
it?
changed those 2 years.
And we changed the dates,
Required.
the 2021 to 2020. Everybody's good? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, chair votes aye, motion passes 7-0. I'm surprised somebody missed that one. Okay, item number, where are we? 12, tax refunds and abatements. All right, so you have the tax collector's report presented by Susan Boland. So at this point, I'll entertain a motion to accept the tax collector's report as presented.
So moved.
Motion by Len, second by Anne Marie. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, chair votes aye, motion passes 7-0. We have no transfers before us this evening. For correspondence, a few pieces. You have, obviously, the check registers. You have the letter from Citizens Engine Company number 2, requesting that Clay Jurgens and Todd Andrews be put on the Board of Fire Commissioners, which was just done. You have the official retirement letter of Susan DeBarber as our town clerk. And then our Economic Development Director, Fred Masori, is resigning effective January 28th, 2018. This was just given to me this afternoon, so that was placed into your packets. So that closes correspondence. And we'll move on to item number 15, public comment. Is there any public comments? Is there any public comments? Okay, we'll close a peaceful public comment. And we will move on to item number 16, Selectmen's public comments. And with that, we will move to Selectman Bohuniak.
Sure, I would like to pay a compliment to First Selectman Miller and perhaps more so to the Public Works Department. On Saturday, I emailed Kurt with a resident complaint of a pretty terrible pothole, and within 4 hours, it was fixed, and I looked at it myself because I couldn't believe it. So I just wanted to pay a compliment to Tony and the guys who are out there fixing it, and Kurt for passing it along. So thank you.
Thank you. Karen?
I'd just like to publicly thank Sue DeBarber for her years of service, and it pales, I know, in light of the 721 years that Esther Rosen served. To quote Mr. Miller. But I think Sue's been a tremendous asset to this town hall, very loyal, very knowledgeable, and very willing to work with the public, and puts a really good face on this town. So I'd like to congratulate her on her retirement and wish her all the best.
And I would agree, she shepherded in a new era in the town clerk's office, so added a lot of automation and things, so Sue will certainly be missed. Thank you, Karen. Len?
Yeah, I'll echo Karen's comments. I had the opportunity to work with Susan quite a bit in a previous capacity when I was title searching and spending a heck of a lot of time in that office, and she was always extremely helpful. I grew up and played football with her son, Pete, so I've known her for a long time, and I want to wish her the best publicly as well. I also want to thank the Public Works Department for the great job that they did during the blizzard. I know that going around to some of the other towns in the area were a lot less well prepared than we were, and it was noticeable. So they did a great job, and I'm sure they're going to do a great job tonight and into tomorrow. So thank you.
Yes, thank you, Len. Al?
Just want to also wish Sue DeBarber a wonderful retirement. She's a lovely person, and we'll miss her around here. Also want to commend Public Works. Attended my first Public Works Board meeting in many years with Anne Marie and the gang down there. Tony and his crew are doing a fantastic job, and to just keep up the good work. And that's really it.
Thank you, Al. Anne Marie?
I just want to wish Sue DeBarber all the best in her retirement. Hope she gets to enjoy it, and she's been a valuable asset to town. And also commend Public Works on the great job that they did during the storm. I had actually gone down there the day after the storm, and I brought them pizzas, because I had people calling me saying what a great job they did. And as I was there was a resident going in, and I was like, uh-oh, this is either gonna be ugly or it's gonna be good, and she was just commending them on how well of a job they did. Her street never looked so well, and how she had to drive through 5 towns to get to work, and that Seymour is the only one that had bare roads. So it speaks to what a great job, you know, Tony has and the gang does down there.
Well, to that point, they're spending time before storms pre-treating the roads, and that's making a huge difference in how quickly our roads are getting down to, because actually one woman called to compliment the roads and how she could see asphalt, how excited she was, and then she proceeded to yell at me because the sidewalks weren't that good. So, I mean, it was kind of funny, but, I mean, she meant it kidding around complimentary, but they are doing a great job, so I think it's all the new chairman of the board, but. Trish?
Also wish Sue a happy retirement, and I was going to mention, Tony DePrima, I think, is doing a good job and very interested in trying to improve things as well. I ran into him, and he's very interested in any feedback that anybody can give him where they can do a better job or if there's anything they're missing. So just think it's been a wonderful change.
And, you know, just to build off your point and Stefan's, Tony's very accessible. So to his point, when that email came in to me, I shot Tony an email, sent him a text, and he responded back to me within probably 10 minutes on the weekend. Yeah, we'll get it taken care of, don't worry about it. And, you know, he had guys already set and ready to go, and out they went and took care of it, so.
He keeps looking for ways to be more proactive
Yep.
and how they can hit more areas, and that's great.
So, all right, with that, Mr. Leclerc. Karen Stanek favorite attorney, if I don't take that the wrong way. Those are her words, not mine. Anything you'd like to add? No, thank you. Rory, anything we missed? Mrs. McMurray? Thumbs up. So with that,
Second.
motion by Anne Marie, second by Karen. Is there any discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Abstained? Chair votes aye. Motion passes 7-0. Mark the meeting closed at 8:47 PM.